Okay, let's finish up this sheet here. So, complete the chart summarizing sexual reproduction in humans. A new human life begins life as a zygote, formed when a sperm fertilizes an egg. Fertilization happens in the fallopian tubes in the female's body. An embryo starts forming by cell division using mitosis before it enters the uterus of a female. Amniotic membranes develop around and support the embryo. Through cell division and cell specialization, an embryo develops into a fetus with all the main organs, systems, and body parts of a human. A human baby is born after it is able to survive outside a mother's body. Juveniles grow and change into adults that can produce gametes by cell division using meiosis. Next question. Main idea. Plants have life cycles that include both asexual and sexual reproduction. Explore the basic life cycle of a fungi, algae, and plants. Fill in the chart to show the stages of this life cycle in order, starting with the formations of spores. So an adult plant produces spores using meiosis, and then spores grow into plants that can produce gametes. An adult plant produces gametes using mitosis, and gametes fuse and a zygote forms. A zygote develops into a spore-forming plant. And this is all coming from the study guide and the reading. Okay. Let's go over the life cycle. So label the diagram of a life cycle of a fern, and then they give you the terms they want you to use. Let's start by labeling that this is the fern life cycle. So this is a fern, and let's start from the spores. So there are spores that are released, and a mature gamete-producing plant will collect those spores. And the plant has both female and male parts. And so the sperm fertilizes the egg, and now we have a zygote. A young spore-producing plant is produced, and then it creates a mature spore-producing plant. So similar to like an adult, if we were comparing to our life cycles. Circle the word that correctly completes the sentence. The gametes or spores of ferns are released and grow directly into a new plant. So this is spores. Oops, I thought I had the highlighter on. Spores. The gametes or spores of ferns fuse to form a new cell called a zygote. This one is gametes. Now let's label the mature spore-forming plant. So number 1 is the mature plant, which produces pollen cones, which can make pollen grains, female cones, and then lastly is seeds. Circle the names of the parts of a pine that are not found in a fern. So, cones are in a pine, not found in a fern, pollen grains, and seeds. Where in a pine are the reproductive cells formed? That is in the cones. And that's it. That's it for that review sheet. Make sure you study this so that you have the information you need to prepare for the test later on this week.